Yo, what's up guys, I'm Grandmaster Shimon and welcome back to Flower Paradise, and today we have another exciting episode of the Sakura Gamer 2 series. And I hope you guys are excited because we're going to have Kurumi come with us over to the manga convention, and it should be very interesting to see what happens here. Will she be added to the harem, basically? I'm still kind of confused as to whether they're all just dating the main character or if they're legitimately all dating each other at this point. I feel like they're all dating each other. I mean, most polyamorous relationships, they're just all dating each other rather than just like people are dating one person, because that's polygamy, which is different. But if you guys are hyped, make sure you guys hit that like button down below for me, because you already know your support's greatly appreciated, as well as leaving a comment in the comment section down below, because you already know those are just so pivotal into the success of the video. So I greatly appreciate letting me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And if you guys aren't subscribed, we're on the road to 200 subs, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. But anyway, I'm glad she's not upset anymore. She's in such high spirits, she's even whistling. But I am worried about what'll happen when Suki claps eyes on her. Kurumi didn't make the best first impression. I don't think Suki likes her very much, or Clover for that matter. Will they scold her, shout at her, tell her to get lost? If they did, they'd be well within their rights. Kurumi didn't do much to ingrate herself with us, but I don't want to upset her, now that we've made some sort of connection. Kurumi trusts me like nobody else. She even called me a teacher. I'm like some kind of role model. I don't think anyone's ever looked up to me before. It's a new feeling. I kind of like it. I don't think I'd ever be able to stand losing my cute disciple now. But if Suki or Clover object to Kurumi's presence, who do I side with? Oh, shit. Alright, Alright, I think we're gonna find a compromise first. But I do like... Finding a compromise sounds like it's gonna be a harem. Like, a legit, like... Add another person to the mix. But I feel like Suki and Clover is good. It's fine. Of course, it would be nice if we can all get along, but I don't know how possible it is. I wonder if I'm being too hopeful. Hey, like, Nekohime, watch out. All of a sudden, I feel Kurumi's fingers around my arm. I was so lost on my own thoughts, I didn't realize that we were back at the manga market. It was the final day of the convention, but the building's... Wait, final day? So it's only 2 days? I thought they said it was like 4. Or the whole weekend or something. Oh, I guess it's 3 days, wasn't it? And one setup day, and then the next 2 are the weekend, the actual days that you go and do the convention stuff. Okay. This is the final day of the convention, but the building's still jam-packed with people. In fact, I think there might be even more people here than there were yesterday. So much for Clover's reassurance that the cloud would thin out. If Kurumi hadn't stopped me, I think I would have went headfirst into a group of people queuing up at a nearby table. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I bowed my head to a group I almost mowed over, then hurried off blushing. Kurumi follows me at my heels as an obedient puppy. When she isn't picking fights with and being confrontational, she's surprisingly cute. Thank you for warning me back there. Oh, it's like no problem. I could see you were in a world of your own. Really though, Teach, you should probably try and be careful. You're not setting a good example for your only student. Oh, yeah. Alright, I take it back. Maybe Kurumi isn't that cute after all. I mean, even when she's ostensibly following orders, she's still a know-it-all. Oh well, I guess Kurumi wouldn't be Kurumi if she wasn't a little aggravating. That's one of her core character traits. Now, let's find Suki and Clover. They've been dealing with this crowd on their own for a few hours. I bet they'll need a break. I think our table's over this way, maybe. You mean you don't know? Give me a break. This building's huge. It's crowded with so many people. I can barely see a foot in front of my face. Oh, well that's strange. What is? I never pegged you as the sort to be bad with directions. You sounded so capable when you talked to me earlier. I'm bad at a lot of things, including writing porn apparently. Thanks for the boost of confidence, Kurumi. Alright, well then, I guess I'll have to take the charge. I know exactly where your table is. Follow me. And how do you know that? Well, I looked at the floor plan that was being posted on Manga Market's website, of course. I memorized the location of all the tables, but yours in particular. Don't you think that's impressive? Are you gonna praise me? I mean, it is impressive, yes. There's hundreds of tables at the convention. I can't imagine memorizing all of their locations. But why focus on our table in particular? It isn't because you were planning on picking a fight with us, was it? I frowned, my eyes burrows. Hey, did you come to this convention solely to confront us? Well, no, of course not. I mean, that wasn't the only reason, but it was a reason. Well, maybe. Why'd you care? It was working out in your favor, isn't it? Now stop babbling and follow me. Kurumi cuts through the sea of people, her head high and arms swinging to and fro like a soldier's. I hurry after her, my fingers gripping back the back of her shirt. I don't want to risk being parted from her. There are too many people crammed into this center. I am afraid that we were going to lose sight of one another. I'd never find her again. Throngs of people rush around me from all sides. I nudged in the elbows, hit with bags, and one person even steps on my foot. I wince in pain, and they don't even apologize. They're in such a hurry to get to a table before all the items are sold out that they don't even think they realized. This place is pandemonium. Don't fall behind, Nekohime. Keep pace with me. I'll make you safe. Thanks, Kurumi. My fingers dig into the fabric of her shirt more tightly than before. In this hot, cramped environment, she is my shining beacon of hope. Regardless of how Suki and Clover will react when they see me with Kurumi, I'm glad I had her come with me. If it weren't for her guidance, I'd be lost. Voices crash around me like waves. They dig into my ears, splintering against my skull. The rank, fetid aroma of sweat hangs heavy in the air, just like a shroud. I make the mistake of breathing through my nostrils and I choke. Yeah, that happens. You'd think people would have the decency to at least use deodorant, but I guess not. You sound like you're used to this. Have you been to a lot of conventions, Kurumi? I go to Manga Market during the summer and the winter, so I go to a lot of smaller conventions too. But why? Well, this would sound kind of silly, but I always wanted to see if my seniors in the game club back at high school had joined another circle. I was hoping I'd run into them, so I could congratulate them. I really want to see them again. Then why don't you message them on social media? Wouldn't it be easier than going to the conventions across Japan hoping to bump into them? No way, I can't do that. And why not? It would be awkward. Especially since I let them graduate without even saying goodbye. If I'm gonna see them again, it would have to be an accident. Does it count as an accident if you're looking for them? I carefully staged accident then. Don't be so picky with semantics, jeez. You have too much pride. And you don't have enough of it if you're okay with writing porn for a living. I thought we'd gotten past this. Didn't you say you respected me? I guess, sorry. Old habits die hard. Anyway. We're nearly there. We just need to turn around this corner, and then, I could see the familiar table I helped Suki and Clover set up. Cardboard standees and Miko-made characters are dotted here and there, and there's several large posters with Miko-made characters embezzled on them. Miko-Maid's 2's cheery opening music plays on the widescreen television set up on our table, and animate opening repeats on loop. There, standing behind the table, are Clover and Suki. And they're not alone. There's a huge crowd clustered around the table, stretching far as the eye can see. People are crammed at our table, desperate to buy the remaining copies of Miko Maid 2. At least I assume that's why they're there, but why is that old woman standing at the front of the queue? She doesn't look like a typical Manga Market visitor. Her hair is thin and gray and piled into a bun on top of her head. She's wearing a traditional kimono, despite sweltering heat, with long sleeves and a tight obi. Her feet, meanwhile, are clad with white socks and wooden sandals. Uh-oh. Well, this is gonna be lovely. Her face is lined and her body is small and stooping, but there's something unnerving about the harshness in her sharp, narrowed eyes. She almost reminds me of a hawk surveying its prey. Hey, Nekohime, who's that old lady and what's she doing here? I don't know. She looks familiar, though. I might have seen her before. And then the penny drops. Realization dawns. I know who this woman is. I've seen her before, but under the vastly different circumstances. This is the old lady I met at the shrine at Asakusa. She's the one who wanted my help. She posted kernels of rice into the D drive of her laptop. Then that must mean... So wait, she put fucking rice in her laptop. Oh, she's the person who did it, freaking Suki's grandma.
Shukiko, explain yourself. What in the world are you doing in the miserable den of a depravity like this?
This woman is Suki's grandmother. I managed to pinpoint the old woman's identity, but that leaves me with more questions. What's she doing here? How did she know Suki would be here, and what does she want from her? Suki must be thinking the same thing, but she stays tremendously Grandma, what are you doing here?
No, Sukiko, is that any way to speak to me?
I. Suki coughs, clears her throat, and tries again. To what do I owe the pleasure of seeing you on this pleasant day? Suki tries to sound unconcerned, but her voice is trembling and so are her legs. Suki's always been a confident woman, but the mere presence of her grandmother has turned her into a quivering little girl again. I wonder if it's the unexpectedness of this encounter that made her tremble so much. Anybody would be shocked, but Suki just doesn't look surprised. She looks scared.
I think it should be rather obvious, don't you?
Suki's grandmother casts a disapproving look at the cardboard standees and the widescreen television and the boxes Amiko made 2 displayed on the table.
I've come to take you back home.
Back home? But why?
It's been more than a year, Sukiko. You left without saying a word, and you broke my heart. You should count yourself lucky your parents are both abroad and have no idea of your deceit, or they would be worried out of their minds. They entrusted me to look after you, and that's precisely what I intend to do. Now come, this silliness has gone on long enough.
Silliness? What do you mean? Pursuing my own dream is silly?
Indeed, it is the height of foolishness, and just look at you, Sukio.
Suki's grandmother turns back, staring at the crowd of curious onlookers clustered around the table. Most of them are men anywhere from 18 to 40, clutching bags filled with merchandise of half-naked anime girls. Oof. Yep, the generic weeb. Nothing wrong with being a generic weeb. I mean, can you blame them? Look at all of the posters of freaking Sakura Angel in the background. Like, come on, cute as fuck, cute as fuck. Can't really blame them, right?
You don't belong here. Yeah, she does. You are a young flower, and as such, you need to be nurtured in a fitting environment. I will not have you mixing with crowds like this.
I mean, to be fair, we actually can use more female weebs in the world. Because I feel like female weebs are the cool ones, man. The cool weebs. I mean, not that there aren't cool man weebs. It's just like, I feel like there needs to be more representation in the media, especially if, women don't want to be completely, shafted in like, women know what women want. So I feel like if women were more involved in the industry, not just in the industry, but in any, aspect of life, the more women that are involved, the overall, more diversity that we can get. And the same thing goes for men in several different, situations. Makeup industry, a lot of men are in the makeup industry, but like different industries that are more heavily dominated by women, if men start to add their touch to those industries, it might create a lot more diversity and things that no one would expect. But it's so hard because the gender dynamic, you have to be this way, you must think this way, it has to be done. That's a big issue with that. So like having a bunch of girls creating porn is like 90% of the porn industry is like male dominated in terms of like creation. So it's actually good to have some sort of representation and see their own ideas and see if it's unique or what their ideas stem from compared to other people. So this lady's wrong. Long story short. Hey y'all, that wasn't very nice. There's nothing wrong with our fans. We love and value them all, no matter how sweaty they might be.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask you for your opinion.
Suki's grandmother shoots Clover a piercing glance. Slap her upside the face. I don't care if she's an old lady. Imagine coming to a freaking comic convention and there's some lady in a kimono, like 80 years old, like...
If I wanted your input, I would ask for it, but I doubt they will have anything of real importance to say. Your clothes are utterly scandalous. You might be stupid. You must be so stupid you cannot wear a shirt that fits you, but I hope you at least have a sense to hold your tongue when trying to talk to my beloved granddaughter.
Hey, I'm not stupid. I used to be a teacher.
Oh, and what did you teach, belly dancing?
No, y'all, I worked at an elementary school and I taught math and geography and stuff.
Then I fear for the youth of today. If loose women like you are able to land such important jobs,
important jobs. Tell the people who are paying teachers that, because they don't think it's important, do they?
Alas, I don't come here to bemoan the state of public education, which is appalling by the by. Come here, Tsukiko. Say goodbye to your little friend and leave this place behind.
Suki bites her lower lip. She looks down at the ground, her fingers twitching at her sides. No.
What was that, Tsukiko?
I said no. I already ran away from you once. Like, well, I ran away from you last year. Why do you think I'd just come home with you? Like, I mean, what? You want to talk about being stupid? Like, seriously. I ran away from home. I went on my own. It's been an entire year. I haven't talked to you once, and I hoped I'd never see your bloody face again. And now, you come back here and expect me to just walk home? Bitch! I ought to slap you across the face. Do you need a restraining order on you, just like that other dude? Come on.
Why, of all the insolence...
Suki's grandmother takes a step back, her face pale as a death mask.
How dare you refuse me, Tsukiko? Do you have no filial love in your heart? How could you ignore my heartless pleas? When it was I who fed you and dressed you and bathed you during your childhood, I gave you life to raising you on your parents' behalf. The least you could do is show me a little bit of respect.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I'll respect you when you respect me, you old hag. Seriously, family members that do this controlling nonsense, leave that in the 1400s and come to 2019 and start respecting your kids and actually, supporting your children. I don't really care. If I had children, mate, and they were in the porn industry, so what? So what? As long as they were being safe, and as long as they knew what they were doing and knew what they were getting into, as long as they knew the consequences of their actions, I'm not going to tell them no. I mean, I might not recommend it, but especially this, she's creating a game. She's creating a game. Like, there's legitimately nothing wrong with that. Doesn't matter if it's a porn game, doesn't matter if it's a super intense mystery horror whatever game, doesn't matter if it's generic romance, whatever the game might be, it doesn't matter. Like, she's doing her own thing. She's got, she's been gone a year, she's perfectly fine, she, actually has a stall set up in a convention, she's making money, she's making a popular franchise on top of that. Like, there's legitimately no reason. Oh, shit. There's no reason, man. But as someone who has encountered familial disagreements over how you live your life and who you are as a person, and it bugs me so bad when people, especially parents, tell their kids to be a certain way because that's how they want them to be. Or you've got to dress a certain way because I don't want you to dress that way. I want you to act a certain way because I don't want you to act the way that you normally act. The fact that you have to be a completely different person around your family than around anyone else, even just like in a respectful manner, like, it's just appalling. It's appalling. I don't know how you figured out I was here, but it doesn't matter. I won't come back. I want to pursue my dreams.
What worth do dreams have? You're not a child anymore, and it's time to face reality. We can't all do what we want in life.
You're right, I'm not a child, and I'm legally old enough to make my own decisions. I'm in my 20s. I have no obligation on living in the bitter old woman like you.
You forget I cared for you when you were young.
No, I don't think that's what matters. Like, parents can care for their children when they're young, and then they can backslap them across the face because they don't act a certain way. Like, I get, like, being mean and, like, being bad, but, like, she likes being an artist, and sure, she wears some skimpy clothing or whatever, but that's her own decisions, and she's perfectly fine the way that she is. I never thought this one would get so real, man. But this is like the third time I've been like,
okay, I made you what you are,
then why are you complaining? I made you what you are. Okay, so she's right there. She's what you made, Okay.
How can you turn back on me now after everything I've done?
Oh, that's easy. You made it easy. If you were nicer to me, running away would have been much harder, but you made my life miserable when I lived with you. You were always so strict. Nothing I did or said was good enough, and I decided to find people who would accept me for the way I am.
You wanted to see people who accept you. I see. It's clear to me that you don't wish to improve yourself. Instead, you want to surround yourself with lazy slatterns who will let you indulge your vices. That may be enough to make you happy, Tsukiko, but it isn't for me. I've poured years and years into your education. I've done my best to turn you into a perfect lady, and I will not have you throw it back in my face. Do you not see what you're doing right now in pursuing your dreams, as you called it? It's only turning you into a joke.
Like I care about that. I just want to be happy. Besides, you never respected me. No matter what I did. I'm used to your disappointment by now. It's not like your words can hurt me. That's what Suki says, but she's taking like a leaf in the wind. To think her grandmother can see this too. She only needs to deliver one more blow, and she'll tear Suki's resolve into shreds for good. What a frightening, indomitable woman. She might be old, with wrinkled skin and stooped back, but she is just as fearsome as a dragon.
I hurt you with my words, Tsukiko, but I don't want you to hurt yourself with your poor decisions. No matter what you do, you are my granddaughter, and I do love you.
Suki snorts and her brother frowns.
You might doubt it, but it's true. Everything I do and say is for your benefit. I don't want you wasting your time drawing lewd artwork and dressing in skimpy clothes. No one will respect you then. You're ruining your image, not to mention your future prospects. You look foolish, and I'm not the only one who thinks that. Other people have derided you far more cruelly than I have.
Other people? Suki blinks at her grandmother, curious despite herself. What do you mean?
I saw the video Sakurako sent me. That's how I knew you were here. You were raked across the coals by that other girl. She said all sorts of horrible things to you, and the worst part about it was I agreed with her. That girl isn't the only one who disparages you either. I found some reviews for your so-called stories, and that's what they've been doing with your time, is it? And they've all said much the same thing. They said your stories are worthless. I'm sure that all these people showed up at this event is because they want to laugh at you. What?
Problem solved. Hey guys, you all wanted to laugh at me, or you wanted to buy this? I think they're mad at you for holding up the line. I gotta sell out of all of my product.
It's true, you know it to be so. Now come with me and let's put all this nonsense behind us. Look at you in this state. It's making me feel sick.
Suki opens her mouth, but her words can't catch her throat. She winces and stares at her feet. She's trembling. Do I really make you feel sick?
Indeed you do, but worry not. We all make mistakes in our youth. Even I disobey my family on occasion.
Suki's grandmother looks at the cardboard standees disparagingly.
Though, of course, it was never to this magnitude. Though I suppose it's inevitable. We've always been stubborn in our family. It can be a positive, you know. If only you would direct your efforts into a more worthwhile endeavor. Now, come along, dear. All of this is still to be forgiven. I do love you, you know. Sugiko, please, don't hesitate. Do you really want to remain in the limelight like this? I can't pretend to understand the internet myself, but doesn't receiving all these mocking comments hurt? If you minded my advice, none of this would be happening. Nobody would say cruel things about you. You just needed to know your place.
Suki sniffles. Though I try to support her internally, willing Suki to stand up of her own ogre of a grandmother. I know it's already too late. Suki was able to withstand the barrage of angry remarks from Kurumi yesterday, but Kurumi is a stranger. Suki had no fond feelings of her. This confrontation was different. This isn't a stranger, it's Suki's grandmother. This is someone Suki knows, who she loves, who she trusts. She was able to run away once, but she's feeling guilty about deserting her elderly caretaker, though she always laughed when it brought up the subject. Suki isn't heartless, she cares, and she's having dreams torn down by someone you love hurts. I don't want to admit it. I always tried to put on a brave face, no matter what. I mean, I'm the creative head of our group. I'm the one in charge. I'm the one who can say, hey, let's make a game, so I figured it'd be my responsibility to stay strong no matter what happened. I tried my best too, I really tried, but... She raises her head, she sniffles, her eyes shining, as tears begin to drip down her cheeks. You're right, grandmother. I guess you really do know me better than anybody. I might be stubborn, but the crew comments really still hurt. I wanted to support Neko Hime because I know she's more insecure than I am, but I get insecure about things too. I worry about, and I get anxious and I get scared, but I'm the team leader, so nobody's there to comfort me. Sometimes it all gets too much. Oh, can I give her a hug? Please? The hug button? I worry. Oh. Sometimes it all gets too much. She cries openly now, just like a small child. Her eyes are red, raw, and her shoulders are shaking uncontrollably. I've made a lot of enemies online. I don't want to make an enemy of my family, too. I know I must have said mean things to you, Grandma, but I really do love you.
And I love you, Tsukiko, silly and fanciful though it may be. Now, why don't you come here? I am your grandmother, after all. Nobody understands you like I do, and no one else will be able to wipe your tears away.
But she's my girlfriend. We gotta say something, right? She's our girlfriend. Like, go for it, mate.
You're more fragile than you let on. That's why you need me to take care of you. You should never have run away.
Oh, Grandma, I never liked agreeing with you, but maybe you're right. I am too fanciful. Maybe I take on too much responsibility, then I crash and burn. I can't hack everything on my own, so maybe I should go back after all. No way. I can't stand there blankly, immobile like a scarecrow. I can hardly believe my own ears, but Suki just said she wants to go back. She's going to return to her grandmother's house. What'll happen then? What about Miko Maid? What about our friendship? Will I ever see Suki again? I can't let that happen. I want to call out to her. Do I have any right to stop her? If I were stronger and more self-confident... You just pinned some chick you've barely met to a wall. You could go after your girlfriend. Go for it, bitch. Come on, even I would be able to do it at this point. If I liked someone enough that I was their girlfriend and they were, like, legitimately all ready to just ditch me, I would slap them across the face and be like, bitch, what about me? I know I'm sounding selfish right now, but if you're in a committed relationship, this should not be a thing. This is my fault, so I should stand back and let it happen. I have no right to interfere. This is all my fault. Hey, Neko Hime. I went to my temple smarting and I glanced at Kurumi. Did she just hit me? What was that for? Oh, don't ask me that. And don't give me those puppy dog's eyes either. You, know exactly what I did, or why I did that. I needed to bring you to your senses. But why? There's nothing I can do. That's what you think, but you're wrong. Weren't you the one who gave me that speech earlier? You cheered me up when I felt down. So why don't you do the same to Suki? She's your friend. You told me you'd spend a lot of precious time together with her. You can't just stand now and let it fall into ruin. I know, but this is a family matter. I'm not related, so I have no right to interrupt. You might not be related by blood, but sometimes they're even stronger than that. You care about Suki, or at least I thought you did. That's what you told me. You made me realize how I know abominably. I know what the word is. I know what it means. But you just don't hear it very often. Abominably. 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 It's so hard to say in one swing. There's just so many syllables. Okay. I treated with my friends. So you can't stand back and let this happen. There's no way I would be okay with this. You're like, even if you are, like, I'm not. I don't want to try to break you guys up. But Kurumi, isn't that why you came to Manga Market in the first place? You wanted us to quit making visual novels. You said we were a disgrace to the industry. I said a lot of things. I still agree with a lot of what I said, actually. But I don't want to see you guys give in, not this easily. You've all weathered a lot of storms. This is just another trial along the way. You can overcome it. You have to, because if you don't, you won't be able to spend time with Suki ever again. Everything you've done, everything you've worked for, it'll all be for nothing. Kurumi, I blink at my feisty companion, momentarily taken aback. She sounds just as passionate than she did yesterday. Just as and then than. There's no comparison. It's just as passionate as she did yesterday. You wouldn't use then in that situation, really. Only now, she isn't trashing our hard work and telling us to quit. Instead, she's trying to keep us going. She wants me to keep going. It's funny how things can change. People are so fickle, and so are their moods. But there is one thing I do know. No matter how many hardships she's faced alone, Suki doesn't want to disband our group. I know she doesn't. She feels lost and confused right now, and her grandmother is taking advantage of that. But I can't let Suki fall into her clutches. Her grandmother might be family, but Clover and I are her friends, and we care about her too. We care about her dreams. We want to make her happy, and she won't be happy if she has to live life in denial, repressing her true desires. That's why I raise my head. I stare Suki's grandmother down, my eyes narrow. Then I shout, "No, don't do it, Suki. This isn't what you want." Huh? Suki turns around like a sleepwalker, her eyes glassy. What was that? Nekohime, is that you? That's right, it's me. I arrived a little late, so I apologize, but I'm here now, and it's my duty as a member of this group. My legs are shaking, and my throat feels dry. My heart won't stop hammering, and my face is burning. I can feel hundreds of curious eyes fixated on me. I'm the center of attention. I might as well have the spotlight trained on me. I've never liked being too conspicuous. I used to stammer and blush badly whenever I had to read my work aloud at school, and there are only 30 kids in the class. This is a totally different level. The pressure is so intense I can't give up now. This is for Suki's sake. I need to be strong. I won't let myself give in.
Oh, and who are you? Are you another one of Suki's so-called friends?
Yeah, that's right I am. Suki is very dear to me, and that's why I have to speak up, and I can't let her go away with you.
And who are you to say what my granddaughter can and can't do? She's already made up her mind. Wouldn't be much of a supportive friend if you didn't listen to Tsukiko's wishes.
The sheer injustice of the words sting. I looked at the ground, wincing, my brow furrowed. Don't twist this to sound like I'm the bad guy. You're the one who isn't listening to Suki. She said she didn't want to go back with you, but you wouldn't accept that. You kept pushing her and pushing her, picking away at her self-confidence bit by bit until she crumbled. What kind of grandmother would do something so cruel? Not even my parents would be that callous.
You don't know what you're talking about, little girl. You're nothing but an outsider. You're not involved in any of this.
Oh, but I am involved. I counter so loudly that I fear my vocal cords would tear. My body is shaking and my brow is flushed with sweat. But still, I can't give in. Suki's my friend, and I love her, and that's what's best for her. I want what's best for her. She said she was going back with you, but I know that's not what she wants.
Don't be so presumptuous. You may be Tsukiko's friend, but I am her grandmother. Her rightful place is with me. It's where she belongs.
No, that's your own selfish perception of the world. She has no obligation to stay with you, even if you are family. Not if you're trying to cut her down like this. You can't force her to come back with you. She's an adult and she could decide her own future. I don't think this is what she wants. What do you have to say, Suki?
Tsukiko, tell this insolent girl the truth. You want to come home with me, don't you?
Suki!
Tsukiko?
Suki glances between the two of us helplessly. To betray our own grandmother or pursue her dreams, the difficult position to be in. I don't envy her, but Suki, please. I've lived with you for almost a year, and I like to think I know you. You were always so enthusiastic when we talked about making a game together. You were the one who suggested the idea. You're the one who talked me into it, even though I was hesitant. I tried to refuse you, but your enthusiasm won me over. I thought you were amazing, shining person who never gave up no matter what. I admired you. I wanted to be like you. But now I know I relied on you a little too much. No matter how amazing you are, you're a person just like everybody else. You get tired, you get upset, you get burnt out. But I'll never think any less of you. I admire you. And even if you stumble, I'll be there to support you. I always want to be by your side. That's because I care about you.
Nekohime, oh Nekohime.
Suki looks at me, sniffling, her eyes wide. Before, with a emotional sob, she dashes forwards. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, look at those. Look at the just 3 little lovers right there. Oh, so cute. I love it. Oh, it's adorable. I also love Suki. Suki's just amazing. I just want to give her a big hug. Suki winds her arms around me, sniffling. She's not the only one. Clover embraces me from the other side, her chest pushing up against my shoulder, arms holding me tight, warm, safe. I'm sorry, Nekohime, you're right. Everything you said was right. I never wanted to turn my back on you or my dreams. This is what I've always wanted. But when my grandmother said those things, I started to doubt myself. I thought maybe I was too weak to be your leader, and I should bow out before I make myself look stupid. I didn't want to lose your respect or admiration, but now I can see how stupid I was. So, does that mean you're staying? That's right, I'll stay. I want to stay and make more visual novels together as long as possible. Suki, I never thought I'd be glad to hear you say that.
The gang's all back together. For a few moments, I gotta admit, I was pretty worried, but thanks for pulling us out of the bag, Nekohime. You did a great job.
Clover pauses, she sniffles. For some reason, my eyes are all watery. Maybe I've got something in them. Mine too. It must be these bright lights. Same here. Mwah. Oh. The three of us clinging to one another helplessly, all sobbing, but they aren't tears of despair. My eyes may be watery, but my heart feels like it's still as light as a feather. We're all together again. Now I don't need to worry. Our bonds are unbreakable, and nothing will be able to tear us apart. Not now, and not ever.
Tsukiko, you can't be serious about all this. I thought you said you would come back with me.
I did, grandmother, but now I realize how mistaken I was. You might be my family, but I will never feel at home beneath your roof. You've never once accepted me, and even now, after I made my dreams come true, you can't be happy for me. You didn't even bother complimenting me on my achievements. Instead, you tried to make me feel small and ashamed. What kind of grandmother would do that?
I'm trying to protect your image, Tsukiko. The people online said
I don't care what they say. It doesn't matter what they say. They can take their comments, turn that son bitch sideways, and stick it straight up their candy ass. If you smell what the fuck, what Suki is cooking. Sure, their words can hurt, but sometimes I thought about giving in. But I won't give them that satisfaction. I won't give you the satisfaction either. I care about my work, even if you don't, and I want to keep moving. I want to forgive myself if I wouldn't forgive myself if I ran away. That's right, Suki, you tell her. You get her done. You beat her ass. We're all here for you, and we'll all support you, I promise. I know, you guys, I know. And that's why I can finally stop this old hag. She's controlled my life for too long. I always wanted to make her happy when I was younger, but now I know that my life belongs to me. I only have one of them, so I might as well cherish it. Trying to make your family happy is all well and good, but when their ideas for the future conflict with your own, you just need to stand up to them. You have to fight, because if you don't, you'll watch your life pass without you. I don't want to end up sad and lonely like you, Grandma. I want to pursue my own path, and I will do it with Nekohime and Clover by my side. This is my dream, and I won't let you take it away from me. Not now, not ever. After that altercation, Suki's grandmother departs defeated. It looks like the three of us have won. We can continue to make visual novels together without any worry of being separated. But it's not just the three of us standing at our table at Manga Market. There's somebody else here too, Kurumi. She's the one who gave me the courage to stand up to Suki's grandma, so I think she deserves a few words of thanks too. Hey, Nekohime. The thrill of driving away the grandmother abated. Suki turns to our unexpected guest with a small frown on her face. What exactly is she doing here? Oh, this is, Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me cut in for a second. Kurumi pushes me out of the way, though I thought I was supposed to be her teacher, and directs a challenging glare at Suki, her lips pulled with a snug smile. I'm Kurumi. I think you might recognize me. Yeah, I do, though I wish I didn't. You're that brat who came here yesterday to insult us. You're lucky I'm in a good mood right now, or I'd curse you out so hard your ancestors will feel it. Now scram, I don't want to hear any more vitriol for, fucking yeah. What, you want to curse me out? How rude. And after everything I've done to help you too. What are you talking about? Sure, you helped us, but you're making yourself, look like a huge moron, and I don't think that was intentional. I did not look like a moron. I had a bit of a fashion mishap, but that's besides the point. I did a lot for your group today, even though I don't like your stories, so you should be a little bit more grateful. Y'all, what you gotta be grateful for? I don't get it. I'm the one who told Nekohime to take a stand. She's supposed to be my teacher, but I had to coach her so she could save your friendship. Isn't that right, Nekohime? Huh? What are you talking about? I didn't know this girl. Do you, Nekohime? And I'm the one who's supposed to be the teacher, not you. She must be delusional. She must have hit her head when she fell over yesterday. Let's ignore her. Come on, Clover, Nekohime, we have got games to sell. Hey, don't you, turn your back on me? Not after all I've done. I'm not some NPC. I'm a main character in this story. I even have a character design, and I've even got green streaks in my hair because I'm cool. So, tell him, Nekohime, I want to take a spot as a main heroine, too. I want to join the harem. Kurumi winds her arm around mine and looks up to me, her lips pursed, her breast pushed against my arm. They feel warm and soft. She's totally in. She's like, hey, I want in on this action. The four of us? I'm just saying. But no, I can't get myself distracted by the sensation. I need to say something. Nekohime, why is she clinging to you like that? Well, I know this is unexpected, but she might be a little bit accurate. She said a lot of horrible things about us yesterday, but she did help me today, and she gave me the courage to stand up to your grandma, and without her, I might not have even made it here at all. She's a bit opinionated. And maybe she isn't the most polite person, but I think we should give her a chance. That's right, give me a chance. I feel a little bad about insulting you guys, just a little bit, but I know I can make it up to you. So, you want to apologize to us then? Then why don't you say so? All that you should be grateful nonsense was just pretty aggravating. You should have said what you meant, and then we wouldn't have been so hostile. You like really mean that? Mm-hmm. I used to be a teacher, and I used to get kids throw temper tantrums and get into arguments. Friendship groups are always breaking up over the most trivial of offenses. But there's no dispute that it can all be smoothed over with an apology. No way. But I was like totally sure you'd be pissed. Well, I am pissed. I'm not accepting as Nikohime and Clover. But, well, if they're okay with you, then I guess I could put aside my own distaste for now. I want to be the bigger woman, so I begrudgingly accept your apology. Oh, thank you, Suki. I really appreciate it. I mean, of course you accept my apology. I do deserve it, after all. Now, she's such a tsundere, but I love her. I've grown to really like her. She's got that bitchy attitude, but there's not necessarily a bad thing. Kurumi stabs a finger in Suki's direction. You won't let me sell copies of won't you let me sell Meko Maid 2 with you? Huh? You want to hang around us? But why? I've sold my own visual novel at a convention before, and it never went anywhere as big as Manga Market. I didn't have as much success either. For once, I'd like to know what it feels like to be popular. Plus, Kurumi's self-confident facade falters. She looks down at her feet, eyes half-lidded, and pokes the tips of her index fingers coyly. I'd like to spend more time with, Nekohime. I like her a lot, and I owe her, so I want to help her out. She is my sensei, after all. She might be shy and anxious, and she gets flustered way too easily. But she prepared to stand up for her beliefs and really loves all of her friends. I want to learn how to be more like that. I'm sick of running away, and that's why I can't back down from this challenge. I can't say I really understand what you're saying, but well, what do you think, Clover? Nekohime? You're the boss, Suki, but I like her. She seems passionate. I'm rather fond of her too. I think she'll be a big help. I'm not sure myself, but we do have a lot of customers to serve. It'd be pretty useful if you had an extra pair of hands, so I guess you're in. For today, you'll be an honorary member of our group. How does that sound? Honorary member? Finally, I'm part of a group again. Now I don't have to be alone all the time. Oh, well, that makes one of us. Hey, don't get carried away. This is just a one-off. I'm not letting you join us on a permanent basis. You're still an outsider. Oh, you might change your mind after you see how good I am at PR. There's nobody better at dealing with crowds than me. Let me handle everything. You're not meant to handle everything. You're not an official member of our group. I'm the one in control. See, you gotta answer to me. Okay, whatever. Don't whatever me, you little brat. I'm doing you a favor here. Why, I should coat your feet with cement and dump you in the bottom of the ocean. So Clover and I watched Suki bicker with Kurumi, both smiling like contented parents. Well, it looks like today's gonna be a lively day, eh? That's right. I guess we better get to work. You read my mind, Nekohime. Let's do our best. Right. It looks like we have our work cut out for us, but for once I don't feel anxious. It's a bright, warm day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and I think I'm gonna have some fun. And so, 1 week after the events of Manga Market.
I see. So you're Seo, are you?
That's right, ma'am. I'm one of, but most of my friends call me Nekohime. Kikuko's cold, hard eyes rake over my body and I wince, shyly lower my head and mumble under my breath. Seo is fine. I like how it actually changed to Seo on the thing. Kikuko is an old-fashioned woman, and she doesn't seem like the sort who would appreciate internet handles. I think there's a higher chance of the sun spontaneously combusting than Kikuko's ever deigning to call me Nekohime. For as long as I'm beneath Kikuko's roof, I'll have to consign myself for being the plain ordinary Sayo.
Very well, Sayo. I must say you look somewhat familiar. Your name is familiar too.
Kikuko's eyes roll over me harshly.
Have we met before the events of the so-called Manga Market?
This isn't the so-called, Grandma. It's the actually called.
Tsukiko, you don't take that tone with me, and don't roll your eyes either. How many times do I have to tell you?
I think you've told me enough times already, Grandma. Can't you just get it through your head that I'm not a doll? I don't expect me to obey you.
Evidently, I don't think that you've ever obeyed anyone in your life. As stubborn as a mule.
Kikuko breathes out of her nostrils for a moment and tries to compose herself before she looks back at me.
So, Sayo, have we met before?
I wilt beneath Kikuko's penetrating stare. She might be an old lady, but she's pretty scary. I wouldn't be surprised if she could breathe fire from her nostrils. It doesn't help that the last time I met her, I ended up shouting at her. I think I sounded pretty cool at the time. It's just awkward to sit down with her like none of that ever happened. I can understand why Tsukiko wanted to leave this place so badly. I have been here a short while and I want to run away. I wish Tsukiko hadn't asked me to come here, but what choice do I have? Tsukiko's my girlfriend. I want to support her, particularly when it comes to dealing with her family. Tsukiko's mother and father are abroad, and her grandmother is all she has left. I was gonna run away from my past, but never look back. But after I saw my grandmother among a market, I realized that I couldn't help but shutting her out of my life. I mean, she is my family. I have a lot of things I have to say to her. We parted on bad terms, and I'd like to bury the hatchet if possible. Plus, I want to introduce her to you. You're my girlfriend. I'm not ashamed of it. I kept my sexuality a secret from my grandma for a long time, but if you're with me, I won't have to feel alone. I won't feel scared. Please, Sayo, will you help me see my grandmother just this once? That's what Tsukiko said. And that's what we ended up here in the Shrine of Asakusa. Clover was supposed to come with us, since she's also Suki's girlfriend. To an outsider, our relationship might seem a little complex. But things didn't quite work out like that. It's Clover's mother's birthday today, so Clover went to see her instead. I feel a lot braver if Clover was with me right now. But she sent me a supportive text message while we were on our way to meet Suki's grandmother. She's with me in spirit, even if she's not physically here. I'm sure I'll be alright. It's not the first time I've been into this shrine. I recognize the traditional Japanese-style room with the tatami mats and the sliding doors. I came here before to fix Kikuko's laptop. That was before I knew how much Suki would come to mean to me, and that she, Clover, and I would end up in a relationship. Alright, well, it looks like she's probably going to come out to her grandma in the next episode, so make sure you guys hit that like button down below for me, because you already know your support's greatly appreciated, as well as leaving a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the events that just went down. You know, how hard would it be to, like, if your grandma was in this situation who raised you, like, if you were in this situation, in Suki's situation, you know, how easy would it be to, like, pick, you know, one side or the other? Would you even pick the side with your two girlfriends, or would you pick your familial side? Like, what is more important? I'm just curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know in the comment section down below for me. And if you guys haven't subscribed, we're on the road to 200 subscribers, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for future content. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you all in the next episode, so have an awesome day.